You're watching Alabama's WVUA News at 6 with your award-winning news team, Lynn Brooks, Philip Coleman, weather with Richard Scott, and sports with Gary Harris.
Tonight on WVUA News at 6.
The University of Alabama's homecoming weekend has officially kicked off, and we'll tell you why tailgaters say you have to be in Tuscaloosa for this homecoming weekend. Plus, we'll also tell you what changes you need to know about before heading to campus.
But first, it is a huge weekend at the Capstone as Alabama celebrates homecoming. You know, Philip and I are live out here on the University of Alabama campus, and can you hear the fight song?
So appropriate. What timing there?
It's great timing. A busy time out here on University Boulevard at the Capstone.
And the Bama fans say there is no place they would rather be. In fact, the RVs and tailgaters started rolling in as early as Thursday. And they are all gearing up for a big weekend of homecoming activities. But some fans might not think this is one of the Tide's biggest games. So why do other fans feel it's so important to be in Tuscaloosa for homecoming? Those fans say they love the atmosphere of homecoming and keeping their traditions rolling.
The biggest thing I enjoy about all of this is the University of Alabama doing what they do with the homecoming and the parades and everything else, which the kids like and we like, and we're able to go out and enjoy ourselves.
Well, I think that the spirit of the students especially, and the fans, the alumni, they come and they really enjoy the experience. It's going to be a beautiful day, beautiful weather. It's just going to be a great day for Alabama football.
And now we'll look at one of the homecoming traditions that visitors to the University of Alabama campus have already been enjoying today. The lawn decorations are very large structures made of wood and chicken wire, filled with thousands of pomps, which are small squares colored with tissue paper. It all combines to become a work of art that portrays Crimson Tide spirit. And the theme for this year's homecoming is "The Tradition Rolls On." And also, the tents are already up as the U of A prepares for that big homecoming bonfire.
And as people come down to the University of Alabama campus, a lot of people want to know, can I expect any changes? Is there anything I need to know before I head down to campus? Now, the University of Alabama quad is set up ahead of tonight's homecoming events. The tailgating setup continues tonight up until 8 p.m. on the quad. We talked with Jenna Johnson with UA Game Day Operations. She told us you need to be aware there are additional tents on the quad because it is homecoming.
Tonight we'll have the bonfire. Pep rally and bonfire start at 7 p.m. And we're very excited. We'll announce the Queen at that time. We'll announce all of the winners of the decorations at that time. And of course, we'll have a very special guest tonight in Coach Nick Saban.
Tailgating setup will continue tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. until 10 a.m. University Boulevard will be closed starting at noon at Greensboro Avenue and will close down along University just ahead of the big homecoming parade. Johnson told us expect the parade to last about 2 hours. Also, University Boulevard all around that goes through campus will be closed until after the game against Vandy, so keep that in mind.
And speaking of football, don't forget to join us tomorrow morning for Crimson Tide Kickoff presented by Alpha Insurance. Gary Harris and John Huddleston will have previews of all the big SEC games, plus live interviews and special reports. This week, don't miss former Alabama All-American Jeremiah Castile and former U of A golfer and current pro golfer Dickie Pride talking about Tee It Up for Tuscaloosa, and the voice of the Vanderbilt Commodores, Joe Fisher. Crimson Tide Kickoff starts at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning only on WVUA TV.
And speaking of football, Alabama's home team is the place for all your high school football action. Gary Harris and the entire WVUA TV sports team will bring you all the action from all of our area high school games. That starts tonight at 10:35 p.m. immediately following our news at 10. Now, a lot of things planned, Philip, you know, tonight, tomorrow, a big weekend around Tuscaloosa. And, you know, the weather so far cooperating. It's pretty
It is
nice out here.
Excellent out here. Feels great.
Not too hot, not too cold.
Just right.
The big question is, will that continue? We're going to check in now with Chief Meteorologist Richard Scott.
Hey, Lynn and Philip, yeah, good news in terms of weather. It's going to be great this evening in terms of temperatures. Not too bad. Start you off with our Tuscaloosa Tower camera looking north and east over the campus of the University of Alabama. And again, no clouds to talk about and pleasant conditions. 78 in Tuscaloosa, sunny sky. Dew point at 50 degrees, still low moisture to the atmosphere, so temperatures likely get kind of cool after midnight, but still in the meantime, not too bad at all. Here's that Friday night football forecast. 74 by 7 o'clock, down to about 67 at 10 o'clock. So if you're kind of cold in nature, if upper 60s is cool to you, light jacket, maybe long sleeve won't be a bad idea for the high school football games tonight. What about the rest of the forecast, your weekend forecast? And we'll look at the tropics. Join us for home team weather. We'll have the full details right then. Lynn and Philip.
All right, thanks, Richard. And WVUA is bringing you a special part of the celebration that you can only see right here.
That is right. It's going to be so much fun. Go ahead and make plans now to join us right here on WVUA for the University of Alabama's homecoming parade live right here on your home team station. The third year in a row that First Lady of Alabama football, Terry Saban, will join us for this broadcast. We're so glad to have her co-hosting with us on our broadcast. That kicks off tomorrow morning at 11:30 a.m. One segment I'm really looking forward to, Philip, is we have an Ask Terry segment. So we're going to have our Terry Brewer ask questions to Terry Saban. So we'll have Terry asking Terry. We'll also have a video from all across campus, all during the homecoming week. That's tomorrow morning, 11:30, right here on WVUA.
And Saturday is packed with fun activities for the entire family at the Capstone. Bryant Museum will be open from 9 a.m. until 6 o'clock. And while you're there, you can meet Delbert Reed, the author of When Winning Was Everything. He'll be signing copies of his book from 1 until 4. And from 2:30 until 4:30, Keith Dunavant will sign copies of his book, America's Quarterback, Bart Starr.
Then on the southeast side of the quad, an autograph tent. You can find members of the UA softball and women's tennis teams there. Then at 3:45, the Walk of Champions in front of Bryant-Denny Stadium. The gates to the stadium will open at 4 p.m., so take note of that time. Then the Elephant Stomp will fill the quad on the steps of the Gorgas Library. That starts at 5. And, of course, the big game, that's going to kick off at 6 p.m. Now, a very special show this morning happened right over here at Ramajama's. Have you heard of the guy that they call Morning Joe?
Absolutely, and he brought his popular morning show to Tuscaloosa this morning. Joe Scarborough, the host of MSNBC's Morning Joe and the Citadel radio program, The Joe Scarborough Show, filmed at Ramajama this morning. Scarborough is in town as part of the homecoming festivities. Your home team caught up with Joe Scarborough earlier today.
We were here last year, as you know. We'll be back again this year. We'd love to come here at least once a year with a TV show. I, of course, come to several games a year and come in the off season as well. So we look for any excuse we can to come to the University of Alabama and tape from the Capstone.
And Scarborough also represented the state of Florida in Congress from 1994 to 2001, and he graduated from here, the University of Alabama, in 1985.
And on an interesting note, they actually borrowed one of our chairs, Philip. They had a WVUA chair over at the broadcast this morning.
All right, so some of our furniture got a taste of national fame, national attention there.
That's right. Got to hit the national spotlight. We've got a whole lot more homecoming action for you here on WVUA News at 6. You know, Bama is taking on Vandy tomorrow night. Our fans worry this might turn into a tough one for the Tide. We'll find out.
And the Alabama defense will look to continue its dominance tomorrow night against Vanderbilt. Gary Harris will have that story coming up in Alabama's Home Team Sports.